Okay, good afternoon, thanks for stopping by. It's around about the 22nd or something of October 2016. Hopefully you can see there's a bit of cloud up there in the sky. We've been getting quite a bit of rain. Anyway, thought it'd be a good opportunity to get out and give you a quick update of the progress on the camper for the Delica. As you can see, if you saw the last video, I've had a bit of success with getting the table in here. It was a bit more challenging than I initially thought it was going to be. Maybe I didn't approach it in the right way, but like I said before, this is going to be a bit of a learning experience. This is the first build I've done. So you can see this is effectively the bed going down the side here. The front box has the fridge, the giant 40 litre up there. The battery compartment is still up there, and we'll get in and give you a quick look. So you can see I've got a fairly limited access area here at the back where the table comes out. So you can see the table's a good fit now. It doesn't wiggle left to right. It can be pulled out, and she's fairly solid. So I can actually just pull that out there like that to a certain point and use that as a workbench if I need to. Or alternatively, I can pull it all the way out, unfold it, and I've got a table or a work area. Or this will actually be used for quite a bit of portable radio operation. Okay, so that slides back in there. I'll give you a quick look what it looks like inside. So there's the support runner that I had to put in. And what I was finding was, even though when I had that mounted there and it was sliding in and out okay, once it was fitted in past these sections here, this section on this side and this section on this side, once it was in, it was only making contact with this much of the table, so the rest of it was sort of, you know, moving and flapping around, so it wasn't very secure. It was rattling, and it had a tendency to, under acceleration, mind you, the old Deli doesn't have a heap of acceleration, but under acceleration it was sliding out a little bit. So the idea is, once I've got this fitted and I'm happy enough, you know, start fiddling around, I'm going to put a hinged door on here, a flap that'll come down. It's probably only going to be about this wide because I can't go any wider because of here. So it'll just be here. This will be a hinged door, so it'll give me a little bit of protection from anything sliding out the back. But one thing I have begun to like, and it was just part of the build, just the way I made it, not intentionally, was this little section here. So I've got knives and some Loctite and all sorts of stuff in there. So that's a kind of handy little section. Anyway, let's give you another look inside and see what we had to do with the table. So once we pull it out that far, I don't have any method yet of holding this up. So whether I go with some sort of a strap, might just put a strap from there and go up to the one of the handle holds up there, or I might even put some struts on. We'll see what happens. Obviously just a piece of rubber or something is going to be a bit cheaper. Okay, so this is the rear section, and this is where the table slides. So you'll see I've had to put another, I guess not a runner, but just a support piece or something just to stop it from wiggling on this side. And it's got some of that you know, that stuff that you put in the foam. Was it open cell foam, I suppose you call it, to stop breezes and drafts and stuff under doors. So I've fitted that in a few sections. This side, it looks a little more odd. I just had to have this sliver of ply that was sort of an odd cut. It wasn't a straight cut, and I've cut it off, and so it's a little bit thinner at one end than it is the other. But interestingly enough, when you slide that in, it is an absolute perfect fit, because what I did find was you've got this section just here that sits proud, and a couple of other sections, so you couldn't just have it flush. But anyway, so you can see that's a nice firm fit either side, and she stays there and doesn't go anywhere. Now, the problem with that concept though, I would have liked to have had the table at the bottom of that section, but you can see in there is the wheel well, and you can see that actually goes over the top of the wheel well. So without making this a lot wider and coming out further into the car, which I did not want to do, because I've going to be using this for, you know, going camping and stuff, but I also you know, do a bit of mountain biking, road cycling, whatever. And you know, it's a van, so I like to be able to load stuff up in the van. So I've got this section here. That meant that table had to go on top, which means that everything under that is difficult to access. I can obviously access it from the back, from that little section that I showed you, but it's a bit of a pain in the backside, so it's not ideal, and it does make it difficult for getting in, you know, folding chairs and stuff like that. Even that's the air compressor, that won't fit under there because it's a little bit tall. So it provides a few challenges, but I'm okay with it at this point. Whether I'll change it in the future, who knows. So you can see at the moment this is just full of, you know, mountain biking gear and a chair, and this is just, I guess, day-to-day mode. Air compressor, dog food, you know, some loo roll, stuff like that. So that's a reasonable amount of storage space. So when I go camping, you know, tools and stuff tend to go under there, stuff that I don't need to access too often, and it's fairly flat. Stuff that'll go in here will be, you know, I don't know, sleeping bags or whatever. Anything else I want to take that you know, that I might need access to, already access to. Obviously, I've still, once I get to the campsite or whatever, if I've taken the mountain bike with me, the mountain bike can come out, and I can, you know, just put other stuff in there. So I've got plenty of room. The mattress goes on top here, obviously. In this mode, though, whilst the fridge is installed, because of where the fridge had to go, obviously this is the access point for all the electrical stuff, which is not quite finished. I've made a little bit of progress on it, but it's not quite finished yet.